This is not my first time that I attend this campaign. I find that it is a great initiative to mobilize the people of Ethiopia and also to mobilize us, as international community in support of this great movement. And it is nice to do it in every day of the year, not only during this time. It should be a commitment that every citizen of Ethiopia, but every citizen of the world should have towards nature, towards life, nature in general, because we can see that there is a lot of consequences due to climate change. In this moment, in some parts of the world, there is a big heat wave. Many people died. Last year in Europe, over 64,000 people died from the heat. And this is because of the fact that we don't pay due care to the nature. So I am very happy that Ethiopia can be taken as an example and really a legacy for this country in the world. No, I am not working for the Italian company or Italian government because I work for the UN. I work for an organization, a specialized organization of the United Nations that deals with industrial development, in particular an inclusive and sustainable industrial development. The word sustainable refers very much to the promotion of an industry which does not pollute. So a lot is going into looking into this in this direction, in promoting green jobs, in promoting an environment, sustainable environment where people can manufacture goods, being textile, being leather, being in the agro-processing, where you really take care about environment. I am very happy and very sort of honored to have given a little bit of a witness. I've been here to witness this important commitment. This is the pride of Ethiopia.
Cengiz Polat, I'm the country coordinator of Turkish Developmental Aid Agency, TİKA. This is a great opportunity for us to show our solidarity with Ethiopian brothers and sisters. Actually, this is the second time I'm planting tree here. Last year, 15th of July, we planted trees in this park too, because we had a very terrible coup attempt in 2016, 15th of July. And just to commemorate this sad event, we planted tree. In every occasion, we just want to plant trees, do some good deeds to memorize these things. And this is a great opportunity that we planted a couple of trees, which will be added to the 500 million trees will be planted today. It's a great world record, I think. Regarding only like climate change or nature, or we do give training to professionals like agriculture area. We give scholarships to many Ethiopians every year, almost 100 scholarships, and most of them related to these areas, especially dealing with the climate change and also sustainability, food security. These are all engaged to each other. And also we give other supports too. For example, we support medical facilities here. Also, we train journalists in my country. We have sent two groups of journalists from Ethiopia to Turkish radio and television. And we will continue. Now we are just starting another project in Addis Ababa for sanitary pads, which is very critical. If you use these disposable pads, you destroy the environment. Also, it's not accessible everywhere. We think that with small things like this, we help environment, people, and education.
I have planted.
So how do you see?
Yeah,
How do you see it?
I actually planted over 50 plants here. Majority the papaya tree and also so guava and native trees. And this is the campaign. I believe this is an investment for the future. And Green Legacy Initiative of the Prime Minister of the Ethiopia is a kind of a long-term vision of the country. I think with this plantation, you will have more green trees around Addis and also entire country. It is good for the environment, it's good for the future generation, I believe. Yeah, that's amazing, the enthusiastic, the people and also the encouragement. It is a kind of a voluntary commitment of the people. It is something that should be admired, and their dedications because of the bad weather conditions, and it's good. The rainy weather is good for the trees, but people, so access is difficult, but they used to come. This is something that unbelievable of the commitment and also the dedication of the people of Ethiopia to this program. Superb. I love it. Sri Lanka is a small country. The 65,000 of square meters of the size, small island surrounded by sea, Indian Ocean. It's in southern part of subcontinent of India. And we are located in the center of the sea route and the aviation route. So we had a historical relationship with Ethiopia and also Western countries and the East and also the Middle Eastern countries historically. And also when it comes to the relationship with Ethiopia, we started our diplomatic relationship with Ethiopia in 1972. From that day, we have a very strong bond of friendship with bilaterally when it comes to the bilateral political relations and also the economic relations. And the multilateral fora, we used to work together on common agenda like climate change and global warming, and addressing the issues related to the agriculture and fertilizer issues. Those are the common issues that we had to address together. We are working together bilaterally as well as multilaterally. Yeah, when it comes to the Green Legacy program, actually, Sri Lanka, the forest cover is about 20% of the forest cover of the entire land, and we used to protect our land as well. But when it comes to the climate change issues and all, and we are really impacted because of the bad weather. Sri Lanka has two patterns of weather patterns. What is the rain season, other one is the dry season. But because of the global warming and climate change, the patterns that impacted on the pattern of the weather pattern. So we don't get enough rain for our cultivation industry. Sometimes we get too much of water, flooding and landslide and all. Those are the impact. So we had to address these matters together. And another issue is we don't have that much of a land for the plantation industry, because most of the land we have used for habitats of the people and also the agricultural purposes. So in that scenario, we have several issues. So we should address those issues together, I believe. Yeah. Actually, something that we have to admire, because Ethiopia is, when it comes to the land mass, it is a big country, and also when it comes to the population, it is the second largest in Africa. I believe the commitment of the people, so we should admire it, one. And also there are a lot of hardship that you are also facing because of the drought and also the no proper rain and all. So you are facing, but still you have a commitment to protect the environment. This is something we should learn from you. And also we are thankful to the Prime Minister and the government for the initiatives that they have taken, and also the leadership in the global arena to protect the environment and also to plant more trees, because maybe millions of years ago the continent was full of trees because of certain climate conditions and all. Then you have lot of areas where you can't have habitats and also no trees and all. So the drought maybe and all. So we had to work together and to bring to plant more trees, and it's good for the environment, it's good for the energy and good for the clean air, pure air. So which is something that we need, because most of the trees, cities in the world, it is polluted that you can't breathe. Sometimes there are a lot of places where I lived previously, there are warning coming certain times. Okay, don't go out this particular time, and because the weather, the climate and air is not good for your inhale. So that's kind of a scenario we have facing. I'm always telling the climate change is a reality. So some of course do not believe that is the reality. So we had to address that together. Otherwise it will be a disaster because we don't have any other planet to live. So we have to protect this and we have to look after. So I'm so grateful to the initiative of the Ethiopian people, the government of protecting the environment. So this is amazing. I love it.
I'm the board member of Ethiopian diaspora in Addis, and I'm representing the board and the diaspora or community. It's very, very good and good motivation and initiation, representative of all diplomats, all international organizations and communities have presented their presentation here, and it's very good initiation. And I really appreciate the organization, and the city mayor has organized this very good initiation. It motivates the rest of the population to have this plantation to reach the 500 million trees this year. So I'm really grateful to come. This is my first time. Fortunately, this is the place I grew up when I was a kid, and I'm happy to have some historical legacy here. So it's very good, and I'm glad you give me a chance to speak to represent the community. Yeah, so the nature of the diaspora community is diasporated throughout the world. So there is a physical distance between the country and the diaspora's location. So one thing we can do is there is a technology we can see how it works. Now, if I do some kind of technology here, some kind of digital or barcode here on the plants, I can follow up wherever I am, whether I am in London or Paris or in America. I can see online my plants. So that is something that the diaspora needs to work, because there is a technology transformation needs to be done. The diaspora needs to help. There are so many IT specialists in diaspora, including me. So that's a good initiation that we can foresee this for the future. So we can follow up whether finance is needed or finance is required to follow up. For example, here the diaspora community has planted some plants, some trees. So if I need to follow up, I don't need to come from wherever I am. So I need to, there is a technology which, like a barcode given to each plant. There is a significance for each barcode numbers. That's the year, the place of the diaspora, and the type of plant and all these things. So they can follow up wherever they are. So there should be kind of digital presence, which I'm thinking the city mayor needs to initiate. So the diasporas, they know these things very well. So I'm happy to speak these things. Maybe we can start up this by financing the city mayor.